first and foremost, I mean, uh, I think many of us have waited a really, really long time to be able to do a getting started session on Aurora. And so, I mean, this is really an important and exciting time for us. Um, that being said, Aurora still is, an early system. We only made it available to the public 2 weeks ago, I think it is. And so most folks, some folks have certainly have experience with early systems, but for folks who maybe this is the first time on an early system, it's just it's important to have some expectations and try to manage them. Is that there may be bumps in the road, uh, and I think the really the high level takeaway would be is if you encounter an issue, if you encounter something unexpected, uh, we may have experience in observing it, and we may have it root caused, and we may be actively working on it. There may be some things that we need to be made aware of, and so communicating with us, in these early days will be very important. Um, and so that's really what the sense of what these comments here are. Just an early system, and there may be stability issues. I mean, there are some that remain. Hopefully, folks have a very positive experience at small scale, tens of nodes as get your codes running and you start, exploring how best to utilize these nodes. Hopefully, that is a very smooth experience. Uh, Undoubtedly, there may be issues. Please reach out. As you scale up, the experience may differ, but again, please reach out. Because of the early state of the system, we do need to regularly take it down for maintenance. Uh, this is currently planned for Mondays, but as things progress, there may certainly be Mondays where we don't need to take the machine away for maintenance. And so I just encourage folks to be mindful of that. We do plan to do maintenance on Mondays, although we may and this will be communicated in the Friday mailing list that goes out, whether we intend to take the machine for maintenance or to leave it up and running, with users access. Um, Unfortunately, there may be times when unplanned outages and downtime. Nobody likes that. We definitely don't like that. But it is important just to be mindful that these are things that might happen. Um, a comment on the scheduling policy, and so just similar to the other ALCF production systems like Polaris, we use a tiered scheduling policy on Aurora, and so as you ask for more nodes, you get access to longer potential wall times. Uh, Today, the default for most projects is that the largest of jobs that are possible to run, users don't have access to those. And that's really because of the user experience. We want to ensure folks have a good experience. And so uh, today, by default, users are restricted initially to fewer than 2,000 nodes per job. And really, that's not that you can't run on more. It's just that we want to make sure that you have a good experience first, and that you can demonstrate some success, on 1,000 or so nodes, and then you'll with that success, we'll grant you access to larger fractions of the machine to get progress done on the science workloads that you're working on. Um, this is and again, a lot of this is I'm not sure what the ways it's the status of the system today. It's not necessarily the status of the system, say in the springtime, in a couple of months from now. That as we work through and improve the stability of the machine, a lot of this will change. Fewer outages, fewer maintenance periods, less restrictive scheduling, for example. Um, and on that same line of reasoning of today versus the state of the system a few months from now, today, again, we have a separate home and a separate project file systems that are only mounted on Aurora. And so if, for example, you were coming from a Polaris project and you have data over on Grand or Eagle, or you have codes in your home directory that you've been using on Polaris, you will need to SCP those over into the Aurora file systems or use Globus. Um, in the future, things will be cross-mounted. That's very much the plan to have a more cohesive environment. Uh, Checkpointing, restarting your simulations. This is paramount. This is important. Hopefully, the codes that folks are working with have sufficiently capable restart capabilities. Uh, you're able to generate restarts at an appropriate cadence, and if something unfortunate happens, knock on wood, that you'll be able to quickly recover, and so not too much will be lost. Uh, if there are issues with maybe the code that you're using does not have appropriate checkpointing capabilities, or there are performance related issues. These are good talking points with the ALCF staff, and so these are things that could come up with in connecting with your ALCF point of contact or a message to support, and we can try to sort out how best to proceed. That being said, getting help to resolve issues. And so hopefully folks who are experienced ALCF users, a lot of this is old hat, but this page and also a separate early users note and an issues page, those will be those are places where we're trying to capture the current state of the system, and as things evolve, we'll try to keep those pages updated. Um, Multiple avenues for getting assistance. The training events like this, for example, ALCF points of contact, and so Insight and ALCC projects. We have Catalyst points of contacts, folks who have been around on Aurora for a while from the ECP project, or the Exascale Computing project, and also the Early Science project. Most folks should have points of contact, or know how to who to reach out to. In the event that it's not clear who to reach out to, by all means, sending a ticket to support at alcf.ano.gov. Um, One also resource that folks might find useful is the My ALCF portal. Uh, there's a lot of project level information, if monitoring allocation and so on, but also it's a bit of a convenient access to the training resources and user guides. And so whether you get to that material through the website or through the portal, uh, those resources are there. Um, and again, I mean, last line of support really is the email, the ticketing system. And so when in doubt, try to connect with us there. Uh, whether you're having issues with logging into the system, compiling, you know bugs with a particular code that you're working with, issues at scale. If there's an issue, please let us know and communicate it with us. And for anything related to a particular job, the job ID is a crucial piece of information. There's a lot of information that we can get from that job ID to help minimize the back and forth communications.